Deadlines change, machinery breaks, and people suck. It's inevitable, and when things hit the fan, you end up with a 6-letter word breathing down your neck. It's called stress. Did you know, according to the World Health Organization, 83% of US workers suffer from work-related stress, and 54% of workers report that work stress affects their home life. And I know the last thing that I want to do is pass along that stress to my loved ones at home. So how do we manage stress in the workplace? What are some real-world hacks that we can leverage to make our jobs less of a drag, especially when the going gets tough? I've got 3 easy steps you can start implementing today to tackle stress at the source. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, go to sleep. How many times have you seen a child getting cranky and throwing a tantrum and your first thought is, they're probably tired. This seems elementary, but when we get older, we start to neglect the value of a good night's sleep. Life gets busy, friends want you to stay out late, you want to binge watch 5 episodes of the latest Netflix obsession, and ultimately, your sleep schedule hits the back burner. So what can we do to combat this? First thing you want to do is make sure that your sleep window is 7 to 9 hours a night. Let's do the math. Got to wake up at 5 a.m. for work, roll back the clock 8 hours, and you have a 9 p.m. bedtime. Wake up at 7 a.m. for work, be in bed by 11 p.m. It's a simple concept, but honestly, it's easier said than done. So try some of these tips to help make your prioritization of your sleep schedule a little bit easier. Try to sleep at the same time every day. Avoid drinks with caffeine prior to bedtime, and make sure your sleeping environment is comfortable, cool, dark, and quiet. And if all else fails, there are people who study sleep for a living, so reach out to your doctor and see if they can help. Tip number 2, disconnect. Today's trouble is enough for today. Learning to take steps to disconnect yourself from other stressors outside of your work environment can be extremely beneficial to giving you the headspace needed to tackle workplace stress. Did you know the first thing the CDC lists for helping managing stress is to take breaks from news stories? Don't get me wrong, being informed is important. But if you're constantly consuming negative events in the news cycle or your friends' personal lives, it's gonna drag you down. A recent study by Louisiana State University found that there was a significant association between the TV watching and computer uses with moderate or severe level of depression, and that there were higher odds of developing depressive symptoms among people who spend more than 6 hours per day in TV watching and computer use. Most phones have a do not disturb function, which can help you limit the constant barrage of social media notifications and ultimately help you focus on tackling the work at hand instead of getting sucked into the downward spiral of solving the world's problems on your social media feeds. Tip 3, stay connected. A lot of times when work gets tough, it feels like it'll just be easier to internalize the stress so you don't bring anyone else down with you. This is a one-way track to crashing and burning. If you're a worker on the ground level, sometimes only you can see the things that management might not be aware of. If you see solutions to processes that can help decrease stressors in the workplace, put that on your leader's radar. It's one thing to just point out and complain about scenarios causing workplace stress, but if you go a step further to take ownership and find solutions that are going to improve your team's morale and productivity, then your higher-ups will have no choice but to listen. Outside of communication with your coworkers and managers, it's also important to prioritize being connected with friends and family outside of work. The CDC even recommends connecting with your community-based or faith-based organizations to help manage stress. As cliche as it sounds, you are always a better version of you when you have a solid community around you that can help carry the weight of life and its stressors. Prioritize sleep, disconnect from the tech, and stay connected to the people that are right in front of you, ready to help you tackle today's troubles. For more information on managing stress in the workplace, training resources, and outreach materials, we recommend OSHA's resource for workplace stress. I'll drop the link in the description. I'm Kyle with JJ Safety. Thanks for watching.
For more information, visit us online at jjsafetyllc.com or call us at 866-627-3850.